All right, well, hello everyone and happy Tuesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I hope you're all having a fabulous Tuesday so far, wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now, breaking this afternoon, President Trump has announced U.S. Space Command headquarters will relocate from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. U.S. Space Command, of course, was reestablished by President Trump back in August of 2019, but the permanent location had not been decided by the end of Trump's first term. Ultimately, that decision was made by former President Joe Biden to place the headquarters in Colorado Springs, a decision that many Alabama officials, along with President Trump, describe as pure political. The president said today the state of Colorado's mail-in voting, along with the state's Democratic leaders, played a key role in the decision to relocate Space Command. So what exactly is it? For anyone who might not know, Space Command is made up of personnel and equipment from each branch of the military. That's the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, and Space Force. It conducts space operations, sensor management, and satellite communications. It's a unified combatant command because it incorporates various branches of service across land, sea, air, and of course, space. Today's decision will bring thousands of new jobs to Huntsville, and Alabama lawmakers have already weighed in on the president's decision this afternoon. Let's take a look at what some of them have already said. And we are going to make this large for you all. This is from Governor Kay Ivey after today's decision. Governor Ivey said, soon after President Trump directed the Department of Defense in 2018 to begin planning for this new military branch, Space Force, we began making our own preparations in Alabama for the city of Huntsville to compete to be home for headquarters. As I've said all along, there is no better place to locate Space Command headquarters than in Huntsville, Alabama. Today, the facts prevailed, and it is official. Space Command headquarters is coming to Sweet Home, Alabama. The Redstone Arsenal region was ready to welcome Space Command headquarters when I made the official pitch to the Defense Secretary in June of 2019, and it remains ready today to not only welcome headquarters, but to welcome all of the military personnel and their families. I recommend Redstone and the City of Huntsville leaders for their diligence in maintaining a mission-ready stance. I also applaud our entire congressional delegation, Republicans and Democrats, especially Congressman Mike Rogers, as chairman of the House Armed Service Committee. As our history shows, Alabama always stands ready to support the defense of our great nation, and Huntsville continues proving the Rocket City is truly space central. And that, of course, was from Governor Ivey. A couple other Alabama lawmakers weighed in. Here is Senator Tommy Tuberville's statement. President Trump is doing the right thing by moving SpaceCom back to its rightful home in Sweet Home, Alabama. This was never supposed to be about politics. After a thorough selection process involving 66 possible locations, Huntsville was chosen fair and square. But unfortunately, the Biden administration chose politics over national security. Thankfully, President Trump, Secretary Hegseth, and Secretary Mink are restoring merit and integrity to the process and saving taxpayers nearly $500 million. We couldn't be more excited to immediately welcome SpaceCom to the Rocket City. And as you saw there, that was Senator Tommy Tuberville's statement. We're going to go through a couple other Alabama representative statements. Here's one from Representative Dale Strong. I join all of Alabama in welcoming Space Command to our great state. I've said all along that the headquarters in Huntsville is not a political decision, it's a national security one. North Alabama has long been the linchpin the linchpin of defending our interests at home and abroad, and we are prepared now to do part in defending American interests in space. It's been rewarding to play a role in every step of this process and to ensure that Space Command's headquarters rightfully resides in the most capable and best equipped community, which has been proven time and time again to be Redstone Arsenal. I want to thank President Trump and Secretary Hegseth for their commitment to doing what is best for the security and future of our nation, and I remain grateful for the unified support of the entire Alabama delegation along the way. I'm excited for all that is to come, and now it's time to move dirt. And of course, that was Congressman Strong's statement. We have one more, Representative Robert Adderholt. He said, "I applaud President Trump's decision to locate U.S. Space Command in Huntsville. The Air Force originally selected Huntsville in 2021 based 100% on merit as the best choice. President Biden reversed that decision based on politics. The wrong has been righted, and Space Command will take its place among Huntsville's world-renowned space, aeronautics, and defense leaders. The decision to establish Space Command's headquarters in Huntsville reassures the American people their military makes decisions based on strategy, capability, and readiness, not politics. North Alabama has a proud history in space exploration, rocketry, and the aerospace industry. Combined with the area's growth in defense, innovation, and manufacturing, it's the most qualified and appropriate location. North Alabama is ready for the transition, and the benefits will be felt across the entire country. The decision is the result of years of work by the Alabama delegation. North Alabama is not only the ideal location for Space Command, it also serves our common national security interests, not least President Trump's vision for a Golden Dome to protect America. And that was another topic in Trump's statement earlier today. He spoke of the Golden Dome that will be here in Huntsville. And of course, all of our reporters tonight will be covering today's decision. 48's Faith Delp will be talking about how the move might impact Huntsville's infrastructure. Out in Limestone County, Aria Pons will be reporting on the regional impact out west in Athens. Callie Neese is speaking with state representatives today to get more of their reaction. And of course, we'll continue to be on your side, bringing you all the latest as we continue to learn more. But now we're going to head to break, but coming up, we'll take a look at the weather. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis is back in today, and he'll have the latest forecast, the ongoing water issues in Ardmore, and with today's Facebook Fun, we'll be seeing how you feel about today's decision. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, the time is up. Hello and welcome back to Before the Four. Now let's take a look at the weather here across the Tennessee Valley. A bit rainy earlier today, but at least here in Huntsville, the sun is beginning to pop out a bit. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis with the latest. Brad?
Good Tuesday afternoon. Most of the rain is gone, at least the heavy widespread rain. We still have the clouds and rain-cooled air. Temperatures in the upper 60s in a few spots out there. This is not the cold front we've been talking about. That's delayed a little bit until Friday. So we will start warming up once we get a day that we don't have a lot of showers and storms. I think that starts tomorrow. But on the Parkway here just after 3 o'clock, 72 degrees. Traffic's in good shape. And when I talked about temperatures in the 60s, we're talking Haleyville and Russellville and Coleman. That's all temporary. It's rain cooled. You'll warm back into the mid 70s before sunset once the rain moves out. Here's that 3-day forecast. Looking forward to a short work week for some. 82 tomorrow, more scattered thunderstorms. I think these will be more likely late morning, early afternoon. And then we're kind of back to isolated thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. Plus, it starts getting just a little bit hotter, above normal temperatures Friday. But that front moves in and we cool off for the weekend somewhat. You'll notice it more in the mornings and the evenings.
That is certainly good to know. And also, don't forget 48 First Alert Weather Extra. I say it every day. It goes on every day. Tonight at 9:30, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be back here in the 48 Now Center, and he'll have all the latest that he is seeing on the radar. And we have another comment from my good buddy Joseph. Joseph, what are you doing tonight, is what he asks. This is actually what I'm doing tonight, Joseph. I will be setting up Weather Extra for First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. Joseph, thank you for watching Before the 4. What are you doing tonight? That is what I want to know. But now, before we head to our 48 Facebook question of the day regarding Space Command, let's talk just a little about the ongoing water issues in Ardmore. Water Department officials announced they are working hard to restore water for those residents. Ardmore Water released a statement after many residents spent more than 24 hours without water. Ardmore High School and Cedar Hill Elementary are closed today because of those water issues. And last night, 48's Nick Ballinger spoke with officials all about it. Let's take a listen.
State Representative Andy Witt says the slow, dribbling stream of water in Ardmore homes is only the sign of one thing.
We've been cut off.
Residents like Bill Trebbing have been asked to conserve water for the past 48 hours.
It was just like somebody kind of had the dribbling hose pipe over my head.
Superintendent of Ardmore Water Systems Wayne Miller says Limestone County Water Authority forced them to shut down their pump, which connects to the county's water.
I got a text and they had lost their big pump, which was like 350 gallons a minute, and they had to replace it with a 250 gallon a minute, and it was causing them problems filling their tank.
Ardmore has 3 pumps of its own. During the summer months, when usage is highest, the city pays Limestone County to cover the demand it can't meet. When Limestone County started having issues supplying to county customers, Miller says a contract allows Ardmore to be the first cut off.
And it gives them the right, if they have their customers out of water or lower water, to make us shut that off. Ardmore's been growing, and we've had the same 3 sources of water for 20 years.
The third fastest growing county in the state with third world water problems. It's unacceptable.
Miller says the Water Authority has been testing 2 new pumps to eventually provide the same amount of water the county provides. Congressman Dale Strong's office has earmarked over $5 million to help pay for water improvements in Ardmore. It's currently included in a spending bill pending approval in Washington.
All right, and now it is time for our 48 Facebook question of the day. How do you feel about today's decision to relocate Space Command to Huntsville? And let's see what you all had to say. As you heard earlier, Space Command headquarters was in Colorado Springs, but after the decision today, after Trump's announcement, it is now relocating to Huntsville, Alabama. Let's see what you all had to say. Dawn said, let's go. You got the rocket emoji there. You got the muscles. Yes, and that is another thing. So many positive reaction from people here in North Alabama. It looks like Paulette, that's great news for the state of Alabama and the right thing to do. Abby, I would love to know what the plans are to improve the infrastructure here, and we will certainly be covering that, Abby. Stick around for our evening newscasts. Honestly, for the next couple weeks, very good to know. Spencer said horrible for traffic, otherwise good. He brings a good point there for traffic. Shirley, she said, love it, the wisest decision and the only real choice. Thank you for commenting, Shirley. Greatly appreciate it. Cheryl, she said, excellent growth opportunity for the Huntsville, Alabama area. Awesome. I agree 100%. It is an incredible growth opportunity here in the Rocket City. Angela, I am very happy for Huntsville. Awesome comments there. And if you're watching Before the Four right now at home, leave a comment on Facebook or YouTube. How do you feel about today's decision? I see we got another comment from Joseph. What are you doing this weekend? Joseph, I will probably be watching a lot of football. College football is back, and of course NFL football starts back up on Sunday, so that's probably what I will be doing most of the weekend, Joseph. But thank you for commenting, and again, thank you for watching Before the Four this afternoon, y'all. That is just about it for today's Before the Four. Thank you so much for watching. You all enjoy tonight's evening newscast, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great night.